Dan Heintz here again, back at it again. Alright, so in my most recent video, this is about a 30-minute video of me playing this game, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and I was doing the zombies thing. Now, at the end of that video, I did make a promise, which is what I'm going to do real quick. Alright, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible, quick and painless, and then I'm going to swap over to make another video playing zombies, but it's going to be on Twitch. I'm going to try to stream a little bit more on Twitch, just to kind of get my feet wet in that area, I guess. But this quick little video, this me chatting at you guys through the screen, is what I'm going to say is that right now I have no means of really recording a video without just straight broadcasting from a PlayStation 4. I recently got a PC. I got it from I'm going to say family, and I got it, and it was just their run-of-the-mill home PC. It wasn't for anything special, and it's just a little Acer. It does what a PC will do. It just doesn't do what I need it to do. So hopefully in the near future I'm going to be able to upgrade it. I guess is the best way to word that. But in the meantime, all I can do for streaming is straight from a PlayStation 4 onto YouTube or Twitch. Now, at the end of the last video, I did talk a little bit about how I have all these different games. And the games I do have are this game here, Grand Theft Auto 5, which I barely ever play, Injustice 2, which I did play for a little while, but for some reason just burnt out on me, Destiny, which is funny because I actually bought it right when Monster Hunter World came out, like right before. I spent the chunk of money I had on Destiny because I had friends that live in other parts of the US that wanted to play with me. They're like, hey, you should play this with us, blah blah blah. So I spent the money I had to buy Destiny, to play with them, and then they bought Monster Hunter World and started playing that instead. And now they're playing Destiny too. So, go figure. So anyways, another game I have is Dragon Ball Z Verse 2, and I have Mortal Kombat XL, I have Knack 2, and Minecraft PlayStation 4 Edition. Now, the night before last, I believe is what it was, I was doing Minecrafting, and I was trying to make a Victorian house. And if you go back and find a couple of videos ago, it was me actually doing it. And in the Victorian house videos, I was going through and explaining where the inspiration came from. Now, at the end of the most recent video that I keep referring to, where I was playing Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, playing the zombies in Spaceland, at the end, right before I wrapped up, I was explaining how I am a big Gundam kid, and that's what this whole video was really wanting to go towards, was the whole Gundam thing. I just kind of want to give you guys a little bit of everything else to go with. So, here's a little bit of backstory about my Gundam knowledge. Alright, it's not much. I do know a lot more than most of my friends, but that's because I live in the US. Alright, it'd be like if you go over to Japan and be like, hey, that's a Camaro, and people are like, what's a Camaro? You know, Camaro is the most American car I can think off the top of my head. I'm not really, I mean, the Mustang is very American. There's a whole bunch of them, but for some reason Camaro was the first one that popped in my head. So anyways, like I said, most of my intros, I go off on tangents, so please bear with me. So, we're no longer in intros, and I already told you what's going on. I want to tell you guys about my Gundam knowledge. So, in the mid to late 90s, I was a young child, and I loved Gundam, because what came out at that time period here in the US, to us first, on Cartoon Network through their Toonami section, was Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. That was my introduction to Gundam, and I absolutely loved it. I still love going back and watching. I can rewatch the entire series, start to finish, multiple times and still love it. I really wish there was a part 2, a continuation of what happened afterward, that I could get my hands on. I mean, there is the Endless Waltz movie, but it doesn't quite go with that. I know there's a manga that goes somewhere. I want to see the anime. You know, I would like for them to come back and be like, hey, by the way, I know it's been years since we did Gundam Wing, but let's make Gundam Wing anime part 2. Yeah, I would love to see that. But I digress. So now, another thing that was going on is shortly after that, I got introduced to, I want to say it was called Mobile Fighter G Gundam. That's what the title of the series was called. And that's actually a Gundam series that was made before Gundam Wing, but for some reason in the US, it came to us second. And so for a long time, I got just the two of them flopped because that's how it came to us in the U.S. But believe it or not, after that time period, towards the early 2000s, I dropped my Gundams. I had Gundam models, what we call Gunpla, and I was a kid and I snap built them. I just kind of twisted out the pieces, put them together. I didn't know about the proper techniques, and all that stuff. I just kind of threw them together and played with them. As far as I knew, they were build your own toys. They were amazing. I loved Gunpla. And what's funny is I'm looking around my room and I have all kinds of Gunpla now. I don't have any of the ones I had, but that's because when I was a kid, I used to get in a lot of trouble over stupid stuff, like having an attitude problem when I didn't even realize I was having an attitude. And so, snapping back at parents and stuff like that will get you in trouble, and especially when you don't even realize it and you keep doing it. So, yeah, my parents would throw away my toys and stuff, but it was to teach me a lesson, and it was justified, that the ends meant justified the means. I guess is how I will word that. But anyways, going back towards the Gundam things, is that, alright, so that's what I knew for the longest time. And then I moved out of my parents' house, moved back and forth, had my own little ins and outs and whatnot, and I finally got my feet under myself around 2014, 2015. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but I moved back in with my mom and my stepfather around 2012, 2013, and we made an agreement where I would pay them rent. Now, of course, it was cheap. I mean, it was dirt cheap. They cut me a major deal. I only had paid them $25 a week, I think it was, maybe 2 weeks, and I had a roof over my head. But that right there meant I had to have a job. It pushed me to find a job because I was having issues finding jobs for a long time. But I ended up finding a job, and believe it or not, it's actually the same place I work at now. And I did leave that place at one point for about 8 months. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible, and I know I've said it somewhere else in another video somewhere, I just can't remember where. But this is my little breakdown. So, and talking, even if it's to my TV screen, hoping there's somebody listening to me, just talking it out helps me process things. So, this is my own little form of therapy, I guess. So anyways, back to what I'm trying to say. The main part of my story is that, alright, so I lived with my parents for a little while, and then I finally had enough money that I saved up and bought a car. And I've had multiple cars before this, but either they were given to me by somebody and they're like, hey, this is your car until I want it back, or I bought the car but I didn't pay for all the insurance and stuff. My parents ended up paying for the insurance or something. There was always something where I didn't 100% take care of it myself. And even with this one car that I'm about to talk about, which was a 99 Pontiac Sunfire. It looked just like a Chevy Cavalier. It was pretty much the exact same thing. It's just one was with Pontiac symbols on it, the other one was with Chevy symbols on it. Same engine, same everything. It's automatic little white thing. It was beautiful. I paid $600 for the car and put her on the road, insured her, had my own insurance, all that on my own. It was beautiful to me. I was very proud. I'm still proud of this thing, and I don't even have it anymore, sadly. But the only involvement that I really had from anybody to help me with that car was my stepfather and his brother, which I call him Turk, but his real name is Thomas. But anyways, my Uncle Turk and my stepfather, they buy and sell cars all the time, and they work on cars. That's their thing. I grew up with cars around me at all times, and so we were down here, and they went to a local guy that had some cars and whatnot, and they're like, hey Dan, let's go over here. You're looking for a car. You have some money saved up. We know this guy. Maybe he'll help us cut a break for you. So okay, let's go check him out. The only cars he had that he knew that ran, and he had the keys and everything for, they looked like they wouldn't last a week. I mean, they were pretty shoddy. But I saw this one little white car, the Pontiac. I saw it and I was like, what's up with that car? And he's like, well, it's got some issues. I can't get it to start for some reason, and I don't know why. But if you want, I'll sell it to you. It's got a clean title and everything. I'll sell it to you for $600 cash. I mean, I think at first he wanted $800, but somehow my stepdad and I talked him down to $800. So a little bit of involvement there from my stepfather and my uncle, because my uncle knew the guy with the cars. My stepdad went there with me to help get the car. Alright? And I got the car, and we towed it back to the house, And my stepdad looks at it and he's like, oh, we're going to need to get a new starter. That's got to be it. Or it could be the chip in the key died, so we got to put a resistor in the wiring somewhere so it'll trick the car into thinking there's a key there. And I said, okay, what I need to do is like, well, you need to buy the resistor, or we need to buy a new ignition switch, where the key goes. And I was like, okay. So I kept asking about, because I had no idea what I was doing. I don't know what I'm doing, so I asked the one guy that I know does know what he's doing, and he was busy doing stuff, being his own person. And I don't mean any ill will towards him at all. I don't know if that's what that sounds like or not, but that's not what I mean. I respect the man. I love him. He's a major person, a major importance in my life. So is everybody else is involved in my life. Even my own father, my actual father, he's been in my life all through the way. My stepfather's been in my life. He's been helping me ever since he came into my life. And, I love them both. I respect them both. My mother, I can't hold her on a higher point. I don't know how to word that, but that's the best way for me to put that. But anyways, I'm trying to get back to the Gundams. So anyways, the whole idea with the card thing, though, is I had that little bit of involvement with my stepdad helped me out, and it turned out it was a ground wire was loose. That's all it was. It was a yellow ground wire was loose on the where the key goes, the ignition switch. Tightened it up, and I was able to drive the thing around like it was nobody's business. And I got T-boned in it later on. But before the T-bone accident happened, I took that car and took a friend of mine that was actually the younger brother of the woman who married my uncle at the time. And that's how we met. Now, remember me earlier in either this video or the past video, I'm not exactly sure which one, but it was one of the two videos that I posted today. It's either the one I just posted or the one I'm making now. I said that I had a girlier side. Well, you can say I'm pansexual or bisexual or whatever you want to say. I don't really care what's in between your legs as long as you treat me right. Right now I have a girlfriend and she treats me wonderful. We've been together for almost 3 years. We do have our spats, we still have our issues, but that's because we're human. That happens. And right now she's in the living room watching Orin High School Host Club and binge watching it because she absolutely adores it, and we're both anime nerds. So that's great. So anyways, while that's happening, the reason why I said that though is because my friend wasn't my friend at the time. Alright? He was just the younger brother of the girl that married my uncle. And they're like, hey, you guys are about the same age, and you guys both need to move out. I was trying to move out, but I didn't know how to get my feet under me, And his name is Sam. Goes by Sambo a lot. He plays a lot of Xbox, mostly Call of Duty games or PUBG or something like that. A lot of Call of Duty, or Guns N' Auto, I mean. But anyways, at first he was really homophobic, and to him I was just a little gay kid. Alright, because I was really embracing the girly side of me at the time, and he was kind of freaked out. But then he got to know me, and we ended up being real close friends. And so we ended up looking around, looking for places, to be roommates at, and we ended up finding a trailer. And it's actually not that far from where I'm at now. Same town, just other end, well, not other end, but a good little hike. And we got the place, and I had the car, and I happened to talk to some of his friends he made around there, and we all started making a bunch of friends. And one of our friends, his name is Robbie. He's a great man. I don't know if he ever watches my channel or not, but if he comes across it, hey man, I still talk about you and still think about everybody. Hope the family's good and all that good stuff. But anyways, he helped me get my laptop going and showed me how I can get a whole bunch of videos and stuff, where I can go and where I can watch anime and stuff like that. And I told him about how I wanted to get back into Gundam. Because it hit me one day. I was like, hey, since I'm going through all this anime, and hey, there's a Gundam anime, I want to watch it. And so now here's where the story comes full circle. Is I came across at the time what was maybe a year old, the series Gundam Build Fighters. Alright? Now that series completely changed my view on Gundams. Gundam Build Fighters, Gundam Build Fighters Try, and the series I am currently watching, which is the current Gundam series that's going on now, Gundam Build Divers. Okay, they are. They're the first two are actually connected, but Build Divers is like a sister universe to the first two. And the Build Divers is a different universe, but it pulls a lot of inspiration from the first two series, the Build Fighter series. So it's easy to confuse the two. But one's fighters, one's divers. Okay, there's a difference, and I'll explain that later. I might end up making another video if this video ends up going 30 minutes. I didn't think it was going to, but I'm already at 15. So I apologize for that. But anyways, what it is at the time, it was about 2015, 2016. I can't remember exactly. I want to say 2015. That I got into it and I was like, oh man, I really like this show. Because in Gundam Build Fighters, you built the Gundam plastic models, the Gunpla. Alright, that's what the characters did. They built the Gunpla and they would take it to an arena. It was like a video game, you know, almost like an old school arcade. Alright, but instead of having arcade cabinets, they would have these platforms that are kind of like chess tables that you put the Gundam on, the Gundam model on, and then these weird particles, what they call the Parvsky particles, would breathe life into the Gundam model, and you'll be able to use these Parvsky particle generated constructs. They're like little control balls, and it would create screens and stuff. You'd be able to pilot your plastic model in a battle. It was amazing. I loved that idea, and I know the technology would probably never exist, but I wanted that to exist. I wanted that to, it inspired me to want to make custom Gundam models because of it. And because of that, I've ended up buying Boat Burning Gundam SD, Wing Gundam, Endless Waltz SD, Lightning Gundam SD, Amazing Red Warrior, HG, Bear Guy 3, a weird SDBB Epion Gundam, these weird miniature Gundam things that are more like action figures than models. I don't know how to explain them, but I got those because I thought I was getting a really good deal at a retro game store that's nearby. I thought it was a whole bunch of regular HG scaled Gundam models, and it turned out being these little ones that aren't SD scaled, but they're like these off scaled things. I don't know, they're still cool, but it was just weird. I even have a Barsargo Gundam HG scaled, and one thing that's funny is I've never seen Gundam X, which is where Barsargo's from. I have a whole bunch of other Gundam models that I haven't even opened yet. I have one that I gave to a friend of mine because she thought she would get into it, so I was like, here you go, and then she just kind of got halfway through it and left it in the box. The Bear Guy actually was supposed to be for my girlfriend. I was trying to custom paint it, and I ended up butchering it bad because I used the wrong primer. It was actually, the primer I used was meant for interior painting, for like priming the air conditioner vents and stuff like that, so it made the paint bubble real bad and just made it hard for me to put the model together. And so now the poor Bear Guy is all kinds of multicolored, and he looks like he's been through one hell of a fight. And I kind of was like, you know, I kind of like that idea, so I just kept building them anyways. And then just all kinds of stuff like that. But anyways, I was trying to get back to the video games with the whole Gundam thing in mind. Is the new Gundam Breaker was the first Gundam Breaker game that was able to be bought in the US. And I know there's a lot of Gundam Breaker fans that are like, Gundam Breaker 3 is still better than the new Gundam Breaker, which, okay, you got me. I have never had a chance to actually play Gundam Breaker 3, so it could be. I mean, there's a lot of people that are out there like, it's more of a lateral move. It's not quite as, it's not worse than 3, but it's not better than 3. You know, there's those two are the most common and most popular opinions about new Gundam Breakers. Now, my opinion is, I love the freaking game. I want to show my viewers the game, but I don't have a game capture card or a game capture device. I can't record my gameplay and show you guys unless I'm straight streaming like I am right now. And so I feel really bad not being able to do it because I love building Gundams on this game, and I might end up playing it in a minute because just talking about it makes me want to play it. And I watched the newest episode of Gundam Build Divers, just maybe an hour or so ago. So that really got me going. And what's really funny is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and my new Gundam Breaker game are both by Bandai, I believe. I'd have to actually look at it, but I'm not going to right now. I believe they're both made by Bandai. So for some reason they are not able to be broadcasted straight to YouTube, but they are allowed to be broadcasted to Twitch. But the problem is Dragon Ball Xenoverse, it's got no problem actually being able to be seen. Okay, you can see it, you can hear me, and all that good stuff, just like if I was to broadcast it here on YouTube. Alright? I just can't broadcast Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 onto YouTube without a game capture device, which, I'm sorry, but I am broke. I'm poor. I'm lucky to have what I have. And so, I'm making do with what I can MacGyver together. And I actually do have a couple of new Gundam Breaker videos that are on my other YouTube channel that is linked to my phone, which is Vopane for X's. But that's because I took my phone, put it in a tripod, set the tripod up, zoomed into my TV, and hoped to God that it would record the video well, and played it. Like I said, I have to MacGyver stuff together just to get video out right now. I'm hoping that in the near future I'll have a custom-made PC to allow me to do all this stuff. I'm hoping I'll be able to get better equipment. This is what I want to do with my life. I want to be a YouTuber. Even if it's not actually on YouTube, even if it's just through Twitch or some other streaming thing, I want to entertain whoever feels like watching my videos. So I guess that's what this ramble is. This ramble is me saying all the stuff to everybody that this is what I want to do, but I don't know where to go. So if anyone happens to watch this video and it's like, okay, look, I understand you're broke. You literally have no money, because right now I don't. I am paying 99.9% of the bills. I am paying rent, I'm paying electric, I'm paying internet, I'm paying phone bill. The only thing I don't really pay for is food, but that's because I can get enough food for myself from work, because I only eat once a day. And I work at McDonald's. I get one free meal a day as long as I work. So as long as I'm working, I don't have to worry about it. So, yeah. I know, I'm horrible. But if anyone's out there watching and happens to go, hey, I know how I can help this kid out. I know, sadly, I'm not a kid. I'm 29 years old and I don't know what I'm doing. But if you can help me out, even if you're 17 and it's like, hey, dude, I know exactly what you need to do. You need to go here, get this for like $5, get this for 15, and then get that here, and learn how to do this, and here you go. And what's really bad is I see a lot of people, and I hear a lot of people just watch something on YouTube and you can learn it from there. You can learn things from YouTube. But what's really bad is I can't do that. That's not the way my brain learns. I learn by hands-on. I learn by if there was somebody to walk me through the process, or actually communicate with me. Tell me, okay, you want to go there? You want to click on this? You want to do that? You want to use this machine? You want to do it that way? And then let me do it, and then go, okay, no, that was wrong, you know, or okay, that was close, but we gotta do this. You know, that kind of interaction is how my brain learns. I learn by interacting with other people in a physical manner. I really wish I could learn like everybody else can nowadays, where you can just look at the screen and learn it and go. I really wish I could, but I can't. I was taught the old school ways because I was born in the last year of the 80s. I was born in 89, I was raised through the 90s, and, you know, now I'm struggling. I am a, what do you call it, pre-millennial? I don't even know what to call it. But at this point, I'm just going off on a ramble. And I apologize for anyone that's managed to make it this far through my video. But anyways, if you guys want to continue watching my videos, please do. I'm going to wrap up this video and I'm going to go over to Twitch. I'm going to start playing some more Zombies in Spaceland. So, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. But before I let you go, please remember to hit that subscribe, that like button, and even the notification bell. Because lately, my URL is all kinds of messed up, and so you never know what I'm going to broadcast next. I try to broadcast a whole bunch of videos in one day, because like I said before, the only way I can put any videos out is straight broadcasting. So I'm trying to get as many videos as I can at one time, so when I do get busy, I don't have to worry about it too much. Not to mention I tend to forget things. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys next time, and like I said, hit me up on Twitch. I think my channel's name is PhantomFox5. I hope it is. It's been a while since I checked it, but that's where I'm going next. And I'm gonna be playing some Zombies in Spaceland. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.